Hey, welcome. This is my first devlog, so thanks for stopping by. I'm not doing anything flashy here, just coding and sharing what I'm working on. In these videos, I'll walk you through building features for an app I'm working on with my co-founder Lucas. Today, I'm building a new ranking system for our app called GrownAI. So let's start. So yeah, a bit of context before we get into today's build. I'm a web developer, never built a full app before, but that kind of changed after I saw one of Lucas' YouTube videos. He was showing off his own app and I spotted a bug, sent him a message, and we ended up talking a lot. I got inspired, wanted to try building something myself, even though I had no clue where to start. Lucas saw it, liked what I was doing, and said, "Hey, maybe we should build something together." And that's how our app started. Check out his video linked in the description.
Learning how to code to build a fitness app, improving video skills to be a YouTuber, practicing brewing coffee to open up a cafe, or being a decent parent.
Alright, so what I'm building today is a ranking system. It's meant to give users a reason to come back, stay motivated, and maybe get a bit competitive. The idea is that everyone gets grouped into divisions of 20 users. At the end of each week, your performance determines whether you rank up, stay the same, or drop down. Nothing crazy, but it should make the whole learning process a bit more fun. So here's how I'm approaching it. We're using Supabase for our backend. It's been great for quick prototyping. First, I set up a view to fetch all users and their XP. Then I group them in batches of 20 based on XP. Each group becomes a kind of mini leaderboard, which resets weekly. I store each user's current rank, and then I use SQL functions to check where they land in their group. If they're in the top 5, they rank up. If they're in the bottom 5, they drop. The rest just hold their position. I also had to write a cron job that runs this check every Sunday night. Supabase has scheduled functions now, so I set it to evaluate and update ranks weekly. Most of this logic sits server-side, just a couple of RPCs to call when needed. Once I had the logic for ranking figured out, I wanted to make sure it actually looked nice inside the app. It's easy to just slap some numbers and titles on a screen, but I wanted it to feel like part of the app, something that fits the rest of the design and feels rewarding. I started by coming up with the rank levels. I used ChatGPT to brainstorm names, stuff like wooden, bronze, silver, up to platinum. I also tried something new. I used GPT's image generation feature to create rank icons. And honestly, it's kind of amazing how far it's come. You can just describe the vibe like a minimal gold badge with subtle shadows, and it gets really close. I had to refine it a few times, but the results were surprisingly usable. Even with AI helping out, I wanted to make sure everything felt consistent with the app's style. So I spent quite a bit of time working in Figma, building out the leaderboard layout, spacing, fonts, shadows, small hover details, just little things to make it feel polished. For design ideas, I use Mobbin a lot. If you haven't used it, it's basically a giant library of real app screenshots, grouped by categories and flows. So instead of starting from a blank screen, I'll go look at how popular apps show leaderboards or rankings. Some fitness apps do this really well, Duolingo too. You get inspired, pick out the parts that work, and remix them in your own way. And it's not about copying. It's more like, why reinvent a button or a layout if it's already been tested a million times? Mobbin kind of helps you zoom out and think about user experience, not just how things look. It saves a ton of time, especially when you want to move fast, but still build something you're proud of. Anyway, after a bunch of iterations, I ended up with something that feels really solid. Each rank has its own icon, color, and little detail. The leaderboard is clean, simple to read, but still gives you that little dopamine hit when you move up. Of course, we needed a way for users to earn their place on the leaderboard, so I added a point system. You earn points by completing lessons, doing quizzes, and eventually we'll add stuff like daily streaks and bonus challenges. Right now, quiz scores directly affect your points. The more you score, the more points you get. I'm storing all that in Supabase, and I have a function that tallies your points every time you finish an activity. Then, every week, your total points decides your standing. I've been testing it out using some fake users and dummy data. Right now, I just simulate a week's worth of points, group the users, and run the rank update logic. Everything seems to be working. The users are shifting ranks as expected. It's still early, but it's a fun base to build on. Eventually, we want to add friends, weekly badges for top players, and maybe even small prizes or customizations. But for now, this feels like a solid first version. Alright, that's it for today's devlog. Thanks for sticking around. It's been fun sharing this little build session. If you want to try out GrownAI, there's a link in the description. You can download the app and start exploring. It's still early, but we're building fast and listening to feedback. And if you like what we're doing, we've also got a Discord server where we hang out, share updates, and chat with users. That link's down there too. Come say hi. If you're curious about how we're building this using tools like Cursor, Supabase, Mobbin, and others, I'd love to go deeper in another video. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd want to see. Anyway, I'll leave you with a few final shots. Catch you in the next one.